topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. If you're here in Florida, we're in the southeast part of Florida. This has just been a crazy year for hurricanes, for tornadoes. And I got to tell you, we have one of the greatest public insurance adjusters on our show this morning. And I got to tell you, we have actually been doing this with them for about 6 years now. And what I have seen over the years, folks, there are so many what I call little mom and pop adjusters that pop up in Florida, and you look at next year, they're gone. Dolphin Public Insurance Adjusters have been around forever. So this is such an important show because so many people don't understand what a public insurance adjuster does. At the end of the show, you will know exactly what they do. Let me introduce you to the president of Dolphin Public Adjusters, Enrique Calixto. Good morning, Enrique.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Bro, I got to tell you, I am so proud. You have been around forever, and there's companies, adjusters going out of business like crazy, and the strong will survive, and you are the strong.
Yes, thank you.
Tell us about your company, first of all, Enrique.
Well, I've been a public adjuster for a little bit over 10 years now. Dolphins, same thing as well. We go out and we assess property damage for all the policyholders. As we know, the insurance companies, they either deny your claim or they just pay as little as they want. So you need somebody on your side. So that's what a public adjuster is an advocate for the policyholder. We go out, we'll do a proper property assessment. We use engineers, we use estimators, we use adjusters. We can also use equipment such as moisture meters, such as infrared cameras, drones. We also use drones. And we'll build up a damage report, which we will send to the insurance company so the policyholder can get indemnified for all the damages that their property received.
You know, some of these insurance companies will approach you like they're your good buddy. First of all, they're not your good buddy. They're trying to give you the least amount possible. And you know the value of things, whereas a common person like myself would not know what the value is.
That is correct. We know what the insurance companies are going to do. We expect it, and that's why we fight for the homeowner.
You know, with all the hurricanes and the windstorms and the tornadoes, the flooding, how can a policyholder determine the types of damages their insurance policy covers?
Yes. A typical homeowner policy does not cover flood insurance.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know that. So let's say the latest Hurricane Helene, most of it was flood. And yes, some people do have flood insurance, but a lot of them don't. So if it got damaged by flood, that means water came in your house, let's say 6 inches, 12 inches, 2 feet, ruined your house, ruined your furniture, and you don't have flood insurance. Unfortunately, you're out of luck because your homeowner's insurance does not cover that. Now, the next hurricane, Hurricane Milton, came around, and he did a lot of windstorm damage. Okay, so people say, okay, I'm going to open up my insurance claim for windstorm, but yet you have to look at your policy and see what type of deductibles you have. Do you have a 2%, 5%, 10%? Also, you have to look at your endorsements. Does it cover my fence? Does it cover my skylights? Does it cover my pool screens? So there's a lot of endorsements. There's a lot of deductibles in the policy that many people just don't understand. They just buy the policy thinking that they're 100% insured, and when they're not.
Enrique, does that surprise you that so many people don't know it's actually in their homeowner's policy?
No, it doesn't surprise me, because the simple fact is when you get an insurance policy, it's between 20 to 100 pages of basically this type of language that a lot of attorneys don't even understand themselves. So it's very difficult for a policyholder to understand that. That's why they need a public adjuster fighting on their side. They can read the policy and explain it to the policyholder and then defend them against the insurance companies.
Well, I want to tell you personally, about 15 years ago, when I was still living in Texas, we were known for tornadoes there. And my house was damaged. And I got to tell you, so the claims adjuster came in and offered me, it was about $15,000. And it just didn't seem right to me. And there's so many people out there who just accept that. They think they have to. This is what's offering. But a friend of mine said, you've got to get a public adjuster. I had no idea what a public adjuster was. I brought in a public adjuster, and the things that you show people were mine, but I ended up getting $96,000. Now, tell me if that insurance company was my friend or not.
No,
so the
not.
Work that you do, Enrique, is just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the insurance companies, just remember, insurance companies are not your friends.
What's the best method to open up an insurance claim?
The best method is hiring a public adjuster first and let the public adjuster open the insurance claim. Because when the public adjuster opens the insurance claim, he's going to get a lot of information that they don't give the policyholder when they open it up. For example, he's going to get the name of the desk adjuster. He might be able to get the name of the field adjuster. So he already has information available that he can start sending out reports, information that the insurance company is going to request for them, so he can get ahead of the game. He'll have those reports already ready for the insurance company so they don't drag on this case.
People just think about hurricanes and tornadoes and flooding. There's so many other areas that you cover, aren't there?
Yes, the policy besides storms, they all can cover fire as well, water damage,
smoke,
vandalism is also there as well. So there's other types of damages. If you live up in the north, frozen pipes as well. We don't see that here in Florida.
Right.
In the north, they do see that. So there's other property damages that your insurance policy does cover.
Well, we're here on the water. What about mold and mildew?
That's also covered by most policies. You have to read the policy, because there's some that they will sell you the mold part separately. They won't include it in the regular policy. So that's why you have to read the policy very carefully. If you don't understand the policy, you can always call us here at Dolphin Public Adjusters, and we'll give you a free policy review. We review it absolutely free, and we'll tell you what you have, what endorsements, and what deductibles you have.
We got a text right before the show. I want to let them know. They wanted to know if you go as far as Jacksonville. You cover the whole state of Florida,
yes,
right?
We cover the entire state. I mean, we did the Hurricane Michael back in 2008 in Panama City. We were there, which also damaged Tallahassee as well. So we do the entire state from Key West all the way up to Pensacola, Panama City, Tallahassee, Jacksonville. We do the entire state.
You've got a tough job, because you're dealing with people who their homes have been damaged, And, I've been looking at those people up in North Carolina, Enrique, and God, it was so sad. A lot of them didn't even have insurance.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that happens too many times, especially with the flood insurance when they don't have flood insurance.
Now, walk us through. So you've got damage to your home. They call you. What's the first thing you do?
They call me. I'll immediately, if the claim is not open, I will immediately open up the claim, obtain all the information that I need. Then me and my team will go out there and assess the property. We're going to take pictures. We're going to take measurements. We're going to document all the damages. And like I said before, if we need an engineer, if we need a drone out there, we'll do that. So we can build a full detailed damage report that we can send over to the insurance company.
Some people out there are really afraid that their premiums are going to increase if they open up a hurricane or flood claim.
That's not true. The premiums are going to increase whether you open it or not. Imagine we just had 2 major hurricanes. All insurance premiums are going to go up this year and next year. Whether you have Citizens, Allstate, State Farm, they're all going to go up. So that's not an excuse or a reason not to open up your claim. If your property suffered damage, you need to open up the claim and get your property repaired. If not, then your property is going to just get worse and worse every day that goes by.
It kills me is these homeowner insurance companies. They sure don't mind taking your money, but when it comes time to paying out, and some of these people just shut their doors and pull out of Florida.
Yes, the past 2 years, about 10 companies went bankrupt. 4 left the state of Florida. So that's about 14. And then probably a couple of more left as well. So there's very few insurance companies right now in the state of Florida. Hopefully some will start coming in. But yeah, as of 2-3 years ago, we've lost around at least 14 to 15 insurance companies.
Wow. That's probably why rates are so high.
That's one of the reasons why that rates are high as well. But it's the 14 that left because they weren't making money, or they thought they weren't making enough money, so they just left.
We just got this is from Miami Gardens. Really enjoying the show. How come insurance doesn't cover iguanas and the damage they cause?
Well, iguanas, when you get a policy, you have to see what damages, or the word they use is perils. What perils are covered? A peril could be a fire, water damage, hurricane, windstorm. Unfortunately, iguanas is not a peril, therefore it's not covered.
Okay. It's the same way with termites, right?
Correct. Termites is not covered because in order for an insurance company to cover a claim, it must be a sudden damage. Termites are not sudden. That's over time.
Right.
They start building, they start eating your wood over time. So that is not a covered peril in the homeowner's policy.
Enrique, what about a person who's sitting out there listening to the show right now going, God, I wish I would have hired Enrique and Dolphin Public Adjusters. I wish I hadn't closed my claim. Can a claim be reopened?
Yes, a claim can be reopened. You have the new law states now you have 1 year to reopen your claim. So it's very important. If you're not satisfied with your payment, or if you got denied, give us a call right away. We can start working on the claim. We'll reopen the claim for you. We'll get the insurance company out there to do another inspection. We will be there representing the homeowner when that inspection is happening. And we'll just go through the procedure. We'll create our damage report, send it to the insurance company, show them the proof that, hey, you guys either underpaid or you denied this claim wrongfully.
How long does it take? I know every situation's different. How long does it usually take to get a claim settled?
Claims, it depends on the claim. Hurricanes sometimes are a little bit longer. But typically, the new law states that the insurance company needs to respond by 60 days, a claim. That's what the new law states. So And within 60 days of the inspection, we will know if the claim is denied, if they're going to send in a payment. They can also request a reinspection if they want. So we'll have to reinspect the property. But within 60 days, we have to have a response from the insurance company.
I want people to understand you've been doing this for a long time. You've seen everything out there. We just got a text from somebody who is not happy with their public adjuster. Can they leave the public adjuster and re-sign with you?
Yes, that can be done. Before he does that, he needs to get a document called a release from his public adjuster. The public adjuster needs to send him that document that he's going to release him from his representation. Once he receives that, then a new public adjuster can sign him up and start working with him.
So if they've signed with another public adjuster or an attorney, they're not satisfied with their work, they're listening to the show, they could actually come with you.
That is correct. The attorney also has to give them a release. If they don't want to work with the attorney anymore, that release has to be shown, because once the new public adjuster takes over, he needs to send that release to the insurance company showing them that, hey, they released them. They're not working with that firm or that public adjusting firm, and we're going to be representing them now. So that release is very, very important.
I got to tell you, I think it's so important what you do. I kind of talked about this in the beginning of the show, because the common person, I call myself a common person, I have no idea what a roof is worth. In my case, they were trying to just replace tile, but the tile wasn't even going to match. It needed all new tile. And the common person doesn't understand leaks and smoke damage, whereas you understand all that.
That is correct. That's a lot of times that's what the insurance company wants to do. Instead of a full roof replacement, they just want to replace a couple tiles here or a couple shingles there. No, if the roof was damaged by a windstorm, it needs to be replaced. That's why we go out there. We'll do a full inspection inside the attic, outside on the roof. We'll take our drones, take all the pictures necessary, and show the insurance company. And that's a windstorm claim. Imagine if a tree falls on the roof. There's other damages. The one or two or three multiple trusses can be damaged. So obviously the insurance company just want to do a patchwork. They're just going to say, okay, we'll do the shingles here, we'll do the tiles here. But wait a minute, there's damage inside. The trusses are damaged, the braces are damaged, the plywood's damaged, the shingle is damaged. Then I have to get out an engineer out there to make sure it's structurally formed, that house. So he'll have to go out there and do his report as well, just to make sure that house is livable and is safe to live in. So it's very, very important to hire the public adjuster and let us take care of all that for them. And we will fight the insurance company and get them the money they deserve.
We just got a text from Joe in Hollywood. Really enjoying the show. I did not even know there was a such thing as a public adjuster. What if your air conditioner needs to be replaced? Does your insurance cover that?
No, ACs do not cover it. However, let's say you have an AC unit and for some reason the pipes busted, or you have a leak and that leak caused damage to your floor, to your walls, to your ceiling. The insurance company, as long as you have the water damage endorsement, the insurance company will pay for the damage that the AC caused, but it won't pay for the AC. The only time the AC is going to be replaced is if it gets flood damage, which you must have flood insurance, or the hurricane damaged it. Then that will be a covered loss.
Gene in Boca Raton wants to know, do you also work with businesses?
Oh, yes, we do. We do a lot of our businesses, homeowners association, retail shops. We do both commercial and residential.
You know, it's important that people know about a show like this that they never even knew about existed about public insurance adjusters. First of all, someone just asked, let's give everybody your phone number and your website address, Enrique.
Yes, the website address is dolphinpublicadjusters.com. My telephone number is 1-8338-DOLPHIN. That's 1-8338-DOLPHIN. Also, you can visit us on Instagram at Dolphin Adjusters. There you can see the types of work we do, the amounts of checks that we get for our policy holders. So there, and we're also A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. So you can see our reviews there as well at the bbb.org. That's for the Better Business Bureau. You type in Dolphin Public Adjusters and we will appear there as well.
Greg in Palm Beach Gardens wants to know, how are you compensated?
We're compensated. We charge a small fee at the end. There is no out-of-pocket cost to the homeowner. In addition, if we don't recover any money, you don't pay us. We only get paid at the end, and we only get paid if you get paid.
Wow, that's amazing. It's a shame most businesses don't operate that way. So I want you to, we're coming to the end of the show. I want you to tell people why they should hire you over other companies out there.
Well, I've been in a business now for many, many years. I've handled over 1,000 claims. I've done multiple hurricanes. I've done fire claims, vandalism claims. During the Hurricane Michael, I also did claims for a lot of military homes as well up there near the Tyndall base. Been in business. I'm A+ credited in the Better Business Bureau. You can see all my work on my Instagram at Dolphin Adjuster on Instagram. I'm very reputable. I covered the entire state of Florida. Wherever the damage is, me and my team were out there. Once I get a client, I give him my personal cell phone number. So if he ever asks a question, he can either call me or text me. He'll have my email address as well. If he gets any documents from the insurance company, which he does or he or she does not understand, mail them to me. So they always have a direct line of contact with me. I will never give them like a 1-800 number. They call the office and leave a message. No, they always have a direct line. They can give me a call anytime, text me at any time they want.
You know, I want to just tell people, because we do this show all over the country. This is our Florida show, but this is our 14th year of Ask the Experts, and I have seen so many companies pop up and go out of business. Enrique's been around for a long time. He's been with us for a long time, and that is so important that you know that you're going to have someone who's not even going to be with you today, but tomorrow. And sometimes these things take a year. You know, it just, every situation's different. But I know that Dolphin Public Adjusters has been around for a long time. Enrique, let's give everybody your phone number one more time.
My phone number is 1-8338-DOLPHIN. That's 1-8338-DOLPHIN. My website, dolphinpublicadjusters.com. There on my website, you can click on for a free inspection. Click on there, enter your name, your address, and we'll be out there to give you a full free inspection of all your property damage.
And Enrique will be back with us again next month. Hey, buddy, have a great Thanksgiving. I'm so glad you're part of the show. We'll see you again next month.
All right. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Great job.
There as
You
well.
too.
Bye-bye.
We're going to go to a break. God, it's just such a wonderful company. We are going to be talking about allergies next, our Austin, Texas show, Allergies. And we have got the greatest doctor to talk about that. We'll be right back with you.
Okay, Bender Rembaum is a full-service community association law firm dedicated to the representation of community associations throughout Florida. On kbrlegal.com, you can learn more about their offices in Pompano Beach, Palm Beach Gardens, Orlando, Tampa, as well as throughout Miami-Dade by appointment. Several K. Bender Rembaum attorneys are board-certified specialists in condominium and plan development law and assist clients with all matters of community association legal issues while keeping them up to date on new developments that affect their associations. K. Bender Rembaum is also a well-known provider of free legal education for managers and board members. Contact K. Bender Rembaum today by calling 800-974-0680. That's 800-974-0680 to reach any of their locations. You can also visit them online at kbrlegal.com or write to them at info@kbrlegal.com.
And we are back with the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV with your hosts, Steve-O, Sophia, and their expert guests.
We are back. We are so blessed today to have a wonderful doctor, Dr. Stephen Clayman, and he does so many things. But today we're going to be talking about allergies. Rebels, Dr. Clayman there?
I'm here.
Oh, good. There he is. Good morning, Dr. Clayman.
Good morning. How are you, Steve?
We're doing fine. Gosh, we're going to be talking about allergies today. But first, tell everybody about your practice.
Well, I'm in Austin, Texas, and I've been in practice for over 40 years. And it's not a typical chiropractic practice. Actually, when people come in who have never had muscle testing done before, it kind of freaks them out a little bit in the beginning because you can learn so much about the body through asking the body. You know, there's different ways to find out information about the body. You could take x-rays, you could do urine analysis, the EKGs, EEGs, etc. Muscle testing, which is a prominent part of my practice, is another way to quickly and cheaply figure out what's going on in the body. And some of this stuff you find out, you can't find out any other way.
You know, I got to tell you, I am so in awe of what you do as a chiropractor. Long ago, and I'm showing my age now, it was just doing adjustments. You have come so far from just doing adjustments. I mean, we're talking allergies today.
We're going to talk about allergies, and if we get a chance, we'll talk about how to fix acid reflux. Yes, you know, there have been some geniuses in this field who wanted to find natural ways to fix things instead of having to be on drugs. One pharmaceutical president said to his salespeople, he said, the worst thing we can do is kill somebody. The second worst thing we can do is cure them.
What do they mean by that?
They don't want to cure you. They want to keep you as a customer forever. And we're not into that. I mean, some people, some of the chiropractors may be into that. We've got techniques like this allergy technique that I learned over 30 years ago. And I've been using this technique for over 30 years ago, and since 30 years. And Dr. Frank and the group of chiropractors and naturopaths that developed this whole system called total body modification. One of the elements is treating allergies. We treat all sorts of things with this system: asthma, acid reflux, constipation, vertigo, et cetera, et cetera. But we're going to talk about allergies today a little bit, and then we'll talk about acid reflux. And the beautiful thing about these techniques is they're fast, and you don't have to continually do them.
Wow. We just got a text from Gloria in Georgetown. I'm so glad you're doing a show like this. Do you also treat children's allergies?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have spines just like you do. And they also have acupuncture meridians that run up and down the body. And actually, this technique that we do for allergies is tapping on these acupuncture meridians, certain points they're called the universal allergy adjustment points that happen to be located on what's called the bladder meridian, which runs on either side of the spine. So when we tap on those points in the presence of the allergen, the body knows, oh, this is not a bacteria or a virus, so I shouldn't act like that. This is just a harmless substance like cedar or grass or dust or mold or watermelon or cherries or berries or wheat or milk, whatever the allergen is that we're treating. My contribution to this has been that when I learned how to do this in the late 80s, I took it back to my clinic, I found out it worked. I was, wow, I just followed the instructions and it worked. And people's allergies cleared up, or asthma, or acid indigestion, etc. So then my contribution is I figured out how we could fix all the allergies at once of a category. Like it might be airbornes, it might be foods, it might be contact allergens, it might be environmental allergens. That's a category of allergy. So
do you treat each one different, Dr. Clayman?
No, we treat them the same, but we just treat them at separate times. And Dr. Frank taught us we could fix 3 allergens at a time. So if somebody had 30 allergies, that means it would take at least 10 visits if the treatment held the first time. And sometimes it doesn't hold the first time. Sometimes you have to do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So I figured out how to fix them all at once.
How do you determine what a patient is allergic to?
Well, we do what's called muscle testing. In other words, I have several kits that contain various allergens in them, like dust and mold and ragweed and grass, et cetera, et cetera. So we place those allergens on the person's body and we do the muscle test. If the body doesn't like that stuff, it'll tell you immediately because the muscle will instantly go weak.
That is so amazing, especially children seem to have all kinds of allergies. And in the Austin area, we've been promoting your show for the last 2 days, and I was amazed how important of an area allergies are.
Well, you know, when you were a kid and I was a kid, we hardly knew anybody that had allergies, right?
That's right.
We also hardly knew anybody that had autism. In the vaccines are various other ingredients. So when the childhood vaccines happen, one of the ingredients in some of the vaccines is peanut oil. So when peanut oil gets into the bloodstream, the body freaks out. And it says, what's this doing here? And it goes to attack. You're not supposed to have peanut oil in the bloodstream. So it notices it, and then later on, the child eats nuts or peanuts, and he has an anaphylactic reaction. That's how we ended up with so many allergies and asthma and these degenerative diseases that you used to see in older people. Now you're seeing them in kids.
I'm going to ask this for personal reasons. Do you think the injections had anything to do with autism?
It's been proven. The CDC was forced to take down from their website that vaccines don't cause autism.
Yes.
They were forced to take it down, which is a whole other topic. But back in 2014, one of the senior researchers from the CDC, William Thompson, came out and said, oh my God, I can't believe what we've done. We did the research on the MMR vaccine and its relationship to autism, and we sat in the middle of the room and we dumped our research in the garbage because it showed black boys get autism 2.5 times more frequently than white boys, and boys get it more frequently than girls. And then he said, but I kept some of my research, and out of that, he called Dr. Brian Hooker, and he told him about this, and they ended up making a movie about it called Vaxxed, Vaxxed. So we know that the vaccines cause a lot of damage, and now the whole thing is being rethought. But anyway, let's get back to allergies.
Yeah, that's now I have a daughter who's autistic, and I've always thought it occurred right after her vaccinations, and of course the courts told us no. But thank you so much for that. Now on your
Well, you know what? I'm going to interrupt you for a minute. So, a woman from Florida who had a vaccine-injured kid who was autistic, she turned me on to a product with which she reversed the kid's autism.
Wow.
And it was I'm going to tell you, Steve, it was a zeolite product. I happen to have it on my desk here because I take this every day to pull out metals. But you can see that?
Yes.
That's the zeolite product that goes in and has an ionic charge to it, and it pulls out heavy metals. And when they do autopsies on autistic kids, they find their brains look very much like Alzheimer's brains, filled with aluminum.
We just got a text from San Marcos. That's pretty close to you.
Yes.
Dr. Clayman, I'm really enjoying your show. Can you tell me all the different areas you treat?
No. I have people come for so many different things that it's not just musculoskeletal things. It's allergies, asthma, acid reflux, digestive disturbances, vertigo, headaches, et cetera, radiculopathies where there's radiation into the extremities. There's a lot of different things because this TBM system covers the whole body. So It covers the digestive system, the immune system. People bring me their kids when their kids are sick because we can affect the immune system. We can affect the digestive system, the circulatory system, et cetera, et cetera.
So can I say that you've actually kept people from having surgery?
Oh, totally. It was just with what we do with the low back stuff. Yeah, we covered that topic recently, but the low back injuries, I think what people should know about low back pain is just because you have a bulging disc doesn't mean that's causing the back pain. And that's why you have a lot of surgeries that are done unnecessarily. If we examined 100 people in the street with no back pain, you'd find a third of them have bulging discs. So that means bulging discs don't always cause back pain. So you got to be able to distinguish which back pain is caused by the disc or which back pain is caused by the vertebrae twisting out of place or the back of the vertebrae jamming up into the nerve root we call facet syndrome. And those things beautifully can be figured out just with muscle testing and then asking the right questions. But Austin is a great area if you treat allergies.
Yeah.
We are like the allergy capital of the world, and we're getting ready to come into cedar season, which is about 25% of the people suffer from cedar fever for December, January, and February. And so I get extremely busy at that time.
Can you talk about the success rate you're having with airborne allergies and also the food allergies?
Yes, it's highly successful. This is not something you need to do like shots where you go every week for the rest of your life. Usually when I finish the first treatment with someone, when they come off the table, I say, how do you feel? Now, if I didn't think they were going to feel better, I wouldn't ask the question.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't want to know. But I always ask them the question. I say, now, is your head clearing up? And probably 75% of the time, they'll say, yeah, I'm breathing better and my head's starting to clear up. And usually by the time they get home, the treatment has continued to work. And so they notice that they feel better. And then I'll have them come in a few days later, maybe we treated 10 different allergies that day. We'll usually find 75 or 80% of them will fix on the first visit and may not have to be repeated. So people have gotten in tune with their own allergies because they know when they're affected by mold, they feel a certain way. And when they're affected by ragweed, they feel another certain way. So a lot of people starting to get in tune with their bodies and find out, oh yeah, this is how I feel when I'm allergic to mold. So if it blows out a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year later, they just come in and we do the treatment again. Takes 10 minutes and done.
And is there any shots involved or drugs or supplements?
No shots, no drugs, no supplements.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing technique. What my mentor and the people that developed this whole system have come up with is quite spectacular. As a matter of fact, you're the only advertising I've done. I don't do any advertising.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yours is mostly word of mouth.
It's all word of mouth. Yeah.
But it's amazing that you're taking the time to educate people. You know, I've got to get this in before we leave because I suffer from acid reflux. And for a person who's never suffered from that, it's very, very painful.
Okay.
How do you treat acid reflux?
Usually, most acid reflux comes from what's called a hiatal hernia, where the stomach bulges up into the esophagus, and it causes the sphincter, the little muscle at the bottom of your esophagus, to not be able to close. So acid or food can go back up into the throat, into your esophagus. So you could either come into my office and we'll just pull, and we'll do the muscle test and we figure if that's involved, we'll just pull the stomach down, or you can go to the hospital, they'll open you up, they'll pull your stomach down, and they'll tie it so it stays down, and that fixes it. One's about $75,000, one's about $75.
Yeah.
The other part of it is what's called the cardiac sphincter, or the lower esophageal sphincter, which is a sphincter at the junction where the esophagus meets the stomach. Sometimes that doesn't close, either because the hiatal hernia is bulging in, or it just stays open. And sometimes it stays open because certain foods cause it to. Like the common foods that cause the sphincter to stay open are chocolate, almonds, tomatoes, coffee, spices. Sometimes those will cause the sphincter to open up. Anyway, we have a test for.
What causes the burning? Are you there?
Dr. Klayman, we can't hear you. Check your microphone, please.
I think we've lost Dr. Klein. I think he muted by mistake.
He's here. We just can't hear him at the moment. Dr. Klayman? No, we still can't hear you.
He's not on mute, Rebel?
No, he's not on mute.
Oh. Okay. Dr. Klayman, can you hear us? Okay. We can't hear him. Well, we're here with Dr. Klayman. We were talking about acid reflux. There we go.
It's better?
Yes, we can hear you now. I was asking
Okay.
What causes the burning sensation?
So the burning is due to the acid coming up into the esophagus. The stomach is designed to be able to handle the acid. The esophagus is not designed for that. So when it goes in your esophagus, it causes a burning. If that continues, you get an ulcer. If that continues, you can get esophageal cancer. So that's why they give you Prevacid and Nexium to tamp down the acid. But now you don't have enough acid to properly digest your food, so you could end up with damage to the intestinal lining, and then you get food allergies because food starts going into the bloodstream without being broken down. It's the Nexium and Prevacid, etc., is okay for a short term, for a day or two, but if you're taking it long term, it's a problem.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, absolutely. So you should find a TBM practitioner in your area to fix your acid reflux.
It's very dangerous, isn't it?
Over time, it's dangerous. Yeah, it could end up in esophageal cancer.
I think, again, like I said, I think it's so amazing the things that you can do now. And I think just the fact that you've saved people from even having surgery, but you do with the allergies, because you're right, this is allergy season really coming up in the Austin area. How do people reach your office, Dr. Klayman?
I'm in Dripping Springs, South Austin area. My phone number is 512-301-7746, and people can just call and make an appointment.
We just got another text. Oh, this is from, I was a patient of Dr. Klayman, my son, and he helped my son's allergies. Thank you for bringing Dr. Klayman on. He's wonderful. Is that a cousin of yours, Dr. Klayman?
Yes, that was my sister-in-law. I don't know, who is that? What's her name?
It doesn't say. It just has their phone number on there.
Okay.
512 number.
All right.
Hey, Dr. Klayman, what are your office hours?
I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 o'clock to 5. Friday's a half day, but otherwise I'm here all the time.
Okay, no Saturdays, right?
No Saturdays or Sundays.
Okay. Dr. Klayman, we are so lucky. What's that? Yeah, that's right.
Too.
That's right. Hey, Dr. Klayman, I love having you on the show. Every time you come on, you amaze me on what you can do. You'll be back again with us the first week in December. We're so glad to have you. Again, let's give everybody the phone number one more time before we go.
It's 512-301-7746.
It's Dr. Stephen Klayman, and they'll be back again with us next month. Thank you, Dr. Klayman.
It was nice talking with you all.
Always nice. That's Dr. Stephen Klayman. He's amazing. The things that he does, I'm just blown away. I mean, allergies, acid reflux, which I suffer from, neuropathy, back pain, headaches. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. We'll be back again with you next week with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Experts show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.